very few, including Nick, who predicted this months ago. The Patriots have now made it official. Cam Newton named the starting quarterback for Week 1. The heir apparent to Tom Brady also named one of the team captains. So what do you do when you get good news? I'll say it. You head to the gram. Cam did just that, saying, "Dear New England, I will not and do not take this opportunity for granted. I'm so grateful for this organization, my teammates, and this city. Thank you. No need to look back now. Let's go." All right, Brandon, I'll kick it to you. Does Cam Newton being named starter and captain make you feel more confident in the New England Patriots this coming season?
Jenna, we talked about it earlier this week. How about the humility from Cam? Cam is acting like he's surprised, right? Come on, no one's surprised, not even Cam. Everyone knew this. He was going to be the starter. He's going to be the captain. New England has set the standard for winning. They set the standard for how to win as an organization. And here's the cool thing about everything that's happening right now around their team. If your quarterback is not the leader, if he's not voted captain, you're probably not going to win. There's very few winning organizations that have a quarterback that's not their captain. So this is not surprising. I do think that all the headlines coming out of camp since football's been back, it's like, no, it's not New England. Have we ever seen this before? Jenna, like every day there's a new headline coming out. It's Bill Belichick, it's Jed Fish, it's the Squirrel, Julian Edelman talking about Cam Newton or how awesome they're going to be. This is the biggest distraction.
I agree, Brandon. Nick, it's very anti-New England to have had so many headlines pop out of that whole organization this offseason, from Belichick on down. A lot on social media, a lot about Cam Newton. We just heard Bill Belichick heap praise on Cam last week. It seems very anti-Patriots, no?
Well, I mean, the reason there have been headlines is because they've had change. Like, there's usually no change. They're usually a very boring offseason story. They got the same coach, they got the same quarterback, and so I think that the headlines was there was actual intrigue. The only place I'll disagree with Brandon is that everyone knew this. There was a lot of people very connected to this team that report on this team daily that not only were adamant they were never going to sign Cam, but even after signing Cam, they were adamant he might not even make the team. If he does make the team, don't assume he's going to be the starter. And even if he's the starter one day, don't assume it's going to be Week 1, because Hoyer and Stidham have this institutional knowledge that is going to overcome the fact that neither of them are any good. But Wilds, I am so incredibly relieved that this finally came out. And here's why. Because now I can go back to my regular homeostasis of rooting hard against the Patriots. I had been sounding like a Patriot fan because I was supporting Cam, and I still will support Cam. But now that he has been named a starter, now that he has been named the captain, now that it is so clear he always was going to be the guy, that is now put to bed. Now all these headlines of, oh, is he going to do it? Is he going to mess with Belichick? Is he going to be a diva? All that stuff's done. So now I can get back to where I am most comfortable, which is rooting for the consistent demise of the Patriots. I will root for Cam Newton to play well and for them to lose for other reasons. But now that we don't have to worry about folks besmirching Cam Newton's name because he's the starter and the captain, I can get back to where I'm most comfortable, which is rooting against the Pats and in particular you.
Yeah, but sure. But in Week 1, when we have our watch party, are you still going to wear the Cam jersey that I got you, or are you going to wear something else?
See, that's the thing. No. There's no Cam jersey. It doesn't exist anymore. It was just
what are you talking about?
There's barely a watch party, Wilds. There's barely a watch party.
It doesn't exist anymore.
It's a watch party. Look, I think this is a little bit more surprising and historic than anyone's giving credit for. Mike Reese did a great job with a report that's saying, look, Cam just got here 2 months ago. Junior Seau, when he arrived, he had to wait a year to be a captain. When Randy Moss arrived, he waited a year. So the fact that Cam showed up 2 months ago and is already ready to assume the captainship, I think is very impressive. I think that is surprising. And going into the season, I think there was 3 things we were worried about Cam. I never said it publicly because I was just like, I had my chest out, waving my Patriots flag, but there were sort of 3 concerns. The first one was health. Every report is that he's 100%. The second one was his mesh with Belichick. He talked about it with Victor Cruz. He's like, am I going to mesh? That seems to be 2 peas in a pod. The third one, the big elephant in the room, was Brady's departure and these kind of like intangible leadership qualities that we didn't know would Cam be able to assume, not because he couldn't, but just because he's so new. It's hard to be the leader of the team when you're like, all right, here's the plan, everybody. And like, by the way, what's the code to the bathroom? I just got here. It's tough to do both. So Brandon, the question for you is this. How does that actually work in a locker room? Can you take me through like, hey guys, we're going to vote on captain, like here's the papers, or like everyone put a name in the hat? Like, can you tell me how it actually works? I know every team's different, but what's your experience on how voting for captain works?
No, I'm glad you asked because I hate to say this, but you got it wrong. Guys walk in the locker room. There's a piece of paper sitting in your locker, and it says, today we're voting for 6 captains. And right away, you're really only voting for 5. Because by default, the quarterback is going to get the vote. If he's not voted by his peers, the players, the coaches are going to give it to him. There's been so many times where I've been on a team and the quarterback was given the title because of his position, and we're all looking around like, oh, no, we know this isn't the leader. But for Cam,
oh, that's interesting.
his energy, all the headlines that's coming out of camp, why are we surprised? This is what he's done since day one of walking into the NFL. So, like I said earlier, the standard for a winning team is to lead by example. The quarterback position, the ultimate position, almost that bridge between the locker room and management, that has to be your CEO, that has to be your leader. The New England Patriots set the standard for winning, so I'm not shocked that Cam Newton was voted captain.
Right, and Brandon, I think the point you're making, and it's a good one, is it's less of great news that he's captain, more so it would have been really, really worrisome news if he wasn't. If after what Belichick said about him, after what we've seen, after the fact that he's healthy, if all of a sudden they release the captains and he's not on it, after they went, I think, the last 18 years with their quarterback, Tom Brady, obviously, being one of the captains, that would have raised some concerns. But this also is why what kind of engenders my somewhat irrational bitterness towards the Patriots. Like, they really, it's sinking in. They lost Tom Brady, and they still have far and away the best quarterback in their division. They lost Tom Brady, and they went 0 games without still having what is Cam Newton going to be at worst? The 4th best quarterback in the AFC? Like you have Mahomes, Lamar, Watson,
and it didn't even cost them anything.
It is.
They backed into it. It didn't even cost them much. You're right, Nick.
Exactly right, Jenna. So like that's
disrespecting
that's
Josh
the other
Allen.
part of this. Oh, okay. No, listen. I'm not disrespecting Josh Allen. Cam is demonstrably
You're disrespecting Josh Allen, the
Allen.
Buffalo Bills. How does this team have a phenomenal season, then all of a sudden Tom Brady leaves, and now it's still the Patriots division? Come on, man. That's
serious. I'm totally serious.
Nick,
right now, if the Buffalo Bills could trade Josh Allen for Cam Newton 1-for-1, they would send that card into Goodell in a nanosecond. Like the Patriots, again, have not only the best quarterback in the division, they might have, given the fact that we don't know what Darnold is and Tua's a rookie, they might have the only quarterback in the division that's even one of the top 20 quarterbacks in football this year. Because we evidently disagree. I didn't realize this. We disagree greatly on what Josh Allen is, Brandon. We can talk about it more at a later date. But a healthy, motivated, happy Cam, it's just 20 straight years of the Patriots having the best quarterback in the AFC East. Congrats, Kevin Wildes. It's disgusting. Jenna, it's just gross.
Jenna, we never saw it. We've always tried to get this emotion out of Nick. We're like, Nick, are you nervous? LeBron's down this, right? He's like, I'm not nervous. He's always so confident. It's almost like he just realized The Patriots are the Patriots, and we just saw it on live television. It was wonderful. It's like, oh my God, the Patriots have Cam Newton.
I don't know if
like
they're the
it all
Patriots,
started. It was
but
like
they do have
it was like
Cam
the
Newton.
end of Usual Suspects.
Can I just
the
say-
mug breaks. He's like, oh no, the Patriots. It's Cam Newton. Oh, Kaiser Sose doesn't
It's not
exist.
great.
But the scary thing is, Wilds, Nick is one of the few people, we have to admit this, in the media who has been harping on this for months. He knew that Cam was going to go there. He knew that Cam was going to be healthy. Knew that Cam was going to mesh with Belichick. And he knew that Cam was going to be the starter. And now the Patriots are back to being the Patriots.
Cam Newton
and now he's depressed again.
And now I hate all of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't
All right, we're going to take a break. Coming up, are the Raptors going to come roaring back after OG's buzzer beater 3 last night? This is First Things First.